Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this video, I am going to show you how to crochet this beautiful Barbie tote bag. Things you'll need are 3 skeins of this light pink yarn that you're going to use for the background, 1 skein of this darker pink yarn, and then 1 skein of this extra light pink yarn. You also need scissors, a 3mm crochet hook, a yarn needle, and a tape measure. I use stitch fiddle to make this pattern, which I will insert in the description. First, you're going to use the yarn for the background. I use this light pink yarn, and then you are going to make your first slip knot. Put your hook in that slip knot, in that loop, and then you're going to start chaining, and you're going to chain 61. Now we're going to start row 1. Find the second chain from the hook. Put your hook in there, grab the yarn and pull through. You have 2 loops, grab the yarn and pull through, and then you do the same on the second stitch and the same on the third stitch, and so on. This is called a single crochet. If you want to know more in depth about this stitch, you can check out my video explaining single crochet. For the second row, you need to chain 1 and turn your work. And now you will single crochet in each stitch until the end when you get 60 stitches. You're going to continue with the same color that you were working with until now, which will be the background color. Please keep in mind that before every single row you will need to chain 1 because we're working with single crochets here. For row 3, you will need to chain 1 and turn, and then again single crochet in each stitch until you get 60 stitches at the end of the row. For row 4, you will need to chain 1 and turn, and then single crochet with the same color until the end of the row, where you will have 60 stitches. For rows 5 until 9, you will need to chain 1 and then single crochet until the end of the row with the same color that you've been working with until now. I am almost done with my 9th row, and we are going to start our 10th row now. For row 10, With the same color that you've been working until now, make 41 single crochets, and then you will change color. We are going to be using this darker shade of pink for the bee. You can see in the pattern here, and now we are going to attach that yarn into our current project, and we are going to be making 4 stitches with this that I'm gonna call the dark pink color. Continue single crocheting here while hiding the yarn behind so that your yarn doesn't fall and doesn't unravel your project. If you don't already know how to change color, for example, if you have to make 4 stitches in one color and then change the color, you leave the 4th stitch in half like I'm doing in here and finish in the other color. As simple as that is how you change color. Now you're going to continue with the normal pink yarn until the end of the row. And as you can see, I'm not hiding the yarn now because I will need to work in the same place with the dark one again in the next row. That's because I just don't want to carry the yarn without needing to carry it. For row 11, you will need 2 single crochet for 13 stitches with the background pink, which I'm just going to call pink in the written instructions. In the 13th stitch, change the color to dark pink. Then make 9 single crochets with the dark pink. This time around, bring the dark pink forward because this is the wrong side of the project and you don't want to hide tails in the right side of the project because it's going to show. Switch the color to the pink one and now continue making 10 stitches with this color. I'm hiding the dark pink because as you can see in the written instructions, you will need the dark pink again in this row. This is what the project is looking like so far. As you can see, the colors are starting to show, the dark colors. Now we have 10 stitches of pink. In the 10th stitch, we are going to switch to dark pink and continue like that for 9 stitches. I'm hiding the pink yarn because we will need it again in this row. In the 9th stitch, switch back to pink and continue like that for 19 stitches, so until the end of the row. Don't hide the dark pink now because you won't need it again in this row. I just made a mistake here. In row 15, we are going to introduce a new shade of pink, which is the lightest one, which we're going to use for the inside of the bee. Insert that new yarn and just start working with it while hiding it still. There's nothing hard to this. You are just working now with 3 colors instead of 2 that you were doing until now. Make 4 single crochets with this yarn and then switch back to dark pink. This is the project after row 15. I'm taking another skein of the background pink yarn because I don't want to carry around the pink yarn from the beginning to the end, because inside the bee I don't really need that pink, so I'm just going to use 2 skeins of this yarn in the beginning and in the end. Let's take that yarn and insert it in the part where we need it. And then we are going to make the single crochets that are left. Now when you leave this tail, you don't get to hide it anymore. You get to work without having one more tail on your way. So leave it there and just continue working with the 2 other colors. In row 56, we will cut the lightest pink because we just don't need it anymore. And then we will just leave it aside and continue with our project. So this is what it's looking like so far. In row 57, I decided to cut the second skein of the background pink yarn that we took because there's not many colors anymore and I don't mind if there's carrying of the yarn. So yeah, let's just leave this one aside as well. Now we only have 2 colors to work with. In row 58, we will only make 9 dark pink single crochets and that's it for the other colors besides the background pink. Now we can cut the dark pink because we don't need it anymore. So this happens in row 58 and then we can continue only with background pink. Don't forget to hide the other ones so that you have an easy time weaving in your ends. This is our project now. Rows 59 until 67 we will only single crochet with the background pink. No increases, no decreases, just one single crochet in each stitch. You should have 60 stitches in each row until you finish this front panel of our bag. Let's cut our last skein of yarn and we are done with this part of the bag. I am so obsessed with the result. I like it so much and I hope you do too. Now we're going to move on to another part. We're going to take the background pink as you can see here and we are going to be making another panel for the bag. It's just going to be background pink and nothing else. So rows 1 to 67 will be only single crochets with the pink background color and nothing else. Chain 61, find the second stitch from the hook and in that stitch make a single crochet and then continue making single crochets until the end of this row. For the second row, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and just continue single crocheting in every single stitch with the same color. You are going to get 60 stitches in the end. If you get less or more, please check if you've made any mistake. I'm making my last single crochets of the last row. This is what we have and now we're going to chain 1 but don't cut the yarn. Take the 2 panels, put them on top of each other with the right sides facing each other. Don't worry if one is bigger than the other, you can always stretch them out because it's just tension work. And now we are going to be making slip stitches to sew the bag. So on the edge of the bag, just chain 1 and make slip stitches all around it. Be careful to slip stitch in the same stitch of the front panel and the back panel, because then you can make mistakes. You're going to continue to slip stitch until you get to the corner. To avoid making mistakes, count your rows before the stitch that you're actually working on. So I have 18 in this part and I have 18 in the back panel as well. Here's another tip. See where the holes are. Every row has one, so there's one in the middle of 2 rows, this one, and then there's one in the middle of the other 2 rows, and just follow those ones and you will get your seaming perfectly done. When you get to the corner, just chain 1 and continue working on the other side as you see here. On the bottom side of the bag, it's way easier to work because you have one stitch in the front panel, one stitch in the back panel, and you don't have to look for any holes like you had to do in the sides. When you get to the next corner, chain 1 and continue in the same way like you did until here. When you're done, chain 1 and now you can cut the yarn. Turn your project inside out so then we can work on the straps of the bag. I'm so happy and obsessed with this result. Do you guys like it? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. In the 14th stitch, put your hook and then take a yarn skein with the same color or whatever color you like and insert it. Tie it twice so that it's more secure. Then put your hook in the same stitch, chain 1, and then make a single crochet in the same stitch. You need to make 6 more single crochets, so there will be 7 in total. 5, this is 6, I think, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we have the 7th. Chain 1 and turn your work. Now in those 7 stitches, make a single crochet in each of them. This is the first one, make a single crochet there. The second one, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Chain 1 and turn. Repeat this same pattern of 7 single crochets for 70 rows. So there will be 70 rows in total. I am done with my 70 rows, so I'm just gonna flip my work here and then find the 14th stitch. You need to find the 14th stitch from the other side so that you can attach your strap there. It needs to be on the same panel but on the other side. Take the chain that you made, So chain 1 and put it on the other side so you can continue seaming. Chain 1 and then make slip stitches, joining every stitch of the panel with every stitch of the strap until you have 7 of them. When you're done, chain 1, actually chain 2, for security reasons, cut the yarn, and you're done with the first strap. This is how it's looking so far. I think it's very beautiful, perfect for a tote bag. And now you're gonna do the same exact thing but from the other side on the other panel. So you start here, skip these stitches, and end the strap there. This is how my bag has turned out before weaving in the ends. I think it's very beautiful. Here are my 2 straps. All I have to do now is weave in these ends and it will be absolutely done. I'm using this yarn needle to weave in the ends. Here are the dimensions of the bag for those who want them. These are in centimeters. And this is the final product. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please subscribe to our channel and see our other videos. Thank you. Bye.